The UN Sustainable Development Goals are a way of seeing the future. They're outcomes. They describe the world as we want it to be by 2030. Asking which of the UN Sustainable Development Goals is my favorite or most important is a little bit like asking which child is your favorite. Each and every one of them represent a state of the world as we'd like it to be. No poverty, zero hunger. These are all very, very important goals. And they speak to real world outcomes that really impact people. In my own life and my own work area, the ones which most resonate with me and what I'm trying to really push towards are smart cities and places, decent work and economic growth, and those which relate to quality education and quality outcomes for Australia, which is a developed first world nation. What I really like about the IEC is it helps to create a framework to think about these outcomes. One of the great things about the UN Sustainable Development Goals is they speak about real world outcomes, principles based descriptions of how we want the world to be. The challenge, though, is that to do things in the real world, to make an impact in the real world, many, many different pieces need to come together. If you take smart cities, for example, smart sustainable cities, there are so many aspects to a city that you need to think about. In fact, it's almost impossible to think of something more complex than a city. Standards allow us to think about broad conceptual frameworks, to think about processes, and to think about individual technologies and how they come together. Standards are our way into thinking about these complex problems. And in general, what we're seeing is more and more of the thinking about standards being embedded into the thinking of city planners, city organisers, and similarly in the other outcomes domains, the other sustainable development goals, more and more people are thinking about how do I go about decomposing this problem into areas that I can really take meaningful action, which all add up to something which will make a difference in the real world. What else could the IEC do to support? Well, I think there are so many different domains that we're looking to impact, helping the IEC having a view of the world of 2030 and the most likely trends and the most likely issues that we're going to be facing. And as we start to develop our solutions, develop our partnerships, develop our different ways into this problem, we genuinely need to be thinking about the world of 2030 as opposed to the world of 2021. Thanks very much for having me today.